everyone, welcome to a new video. I have already created the French version of this video, but I didn't want to leave my English-speaking people without knowing what's going on. This is going to be a watercolor tutorial that I'm doing in my handmade sketchbook, the one with the cyanotype cover. And so I thought it would be kind of cool if the first page were a watercolor illustration of something nautical, a nice landscape with a nice boat, and I go through how it is that I create that type of illustration. So after me doing some crazy little shots here, let's go to the sketchbook and I can show you what it is that I already have in that sketchbook. So you can see here my two sketchbooks. This is the first one where I have been doing little illustrations in it every now and then. I really have a desire to have a complete sketchbook only with nautical theme, with the marine life. I have shells on one page and I wrote a little bit, I don't know, I can't even remember what I wrote there. Then I have an eel, and this was a lot of fun to do. I used the ecoline for the background and my Shinhan pass. And then I have a squid on the other side where I mixed in graphite. I have hermit crabs from different angles. And all of these I have available for in my boutique line art. I have fish, I have dolphins, I have Calypso, the Greek goddess, and then I have a flamingo and just like some submarine illustrations, and that's it. That's my last page. I still have quite a number of pages that you can see in that sketchbook. But this one right here, it's brand spanking new. I have nothing painted in it, as you can see. It's completely empty. So I'm going to find a reference picture, and I am going to first show you what materials I'm going to use. So the first material is my favorite graphite pencil. It is a Faber-Castell 14B matte pencil. I really like using matte pencils, and this one is just so creamy and delicious. I have 3 watercolor brushes. There's a large, a medium, and a small. I believe the sizes are 12, 8, and 4. And then in this palette here, I have all of the liquid ecolines. I have sepia, which is that one right there, and it is, yeah, sepia. That one. Then I also have in that one right there, that's vermilion. That's my only red color that I have in that palette. Then I have this pale pink that it's really nice to use with nice blue tones. Then I have a green turquoise. It's one of my favorite colors in the ecoline range. Then I have a celestial blue, which is a really nice sky blue, and it goes very well with the sepia. So now what I'm going to do, this is the reference picture that I'm going to keep here while I'm drawing. I am going to decide what type of frame I want. I don't want to do the illustration throughout the whole page. I'm only going to be drawing in like a square format as the picture is. So I'm just going to draw lightly my square, which I can then erase at a later stage or leave it. I actually sometimes like seeing the marks left behind by a pencil underneath all the watercolor. And so I'm first going to start sketching out the boat. You know, I always find one starting point, and you can decide what starting point is the best for you. And I'm going to speed up my drawing process now. So here you can see that I am done with the illustration. I don't want to add too much detail, and I also have yellow I forgot to mention, but I have a whole different palette as well that I will be using. This is a combination of watercolors and the Shinhan Pass hybrids. These here are the Shinhan Pass hybrids, and I think I will be using those in addition to my Daniel Smith greens. All these are Daniel Smith except for one. The third one is a Shinhan Pass. But first now I need to decide what color I'm going to be using for this sky. I'm going to grab my medium-sized brush. I'm wetting it in the water. Wetting in the water. That's a real smart sentence right there. And I'm going to be picking this very light blue, the Shinhan Press hybrid. And I'm going to be using it for the sky and also for the water. And I'm going to speed this up a bit again. So now that I have a bit of a base with that blue, I'm going to start mixing colors. You can see here that I'm mixing the sepia with a bit of the celestial blue. And I'm looking at the reference picture that I no longer have on the screen, just to see where the darker areas. And I'm just playing around. This is where you can just play around. This is a very light wash. You can't make any mistakes. However, what is key is to always go from light to dark with watercolor. And if you do so, it's really fun to mix unexpected colors, especially like an orange and the blue. They're complementary colors. And as you can see right here, they look really nice together. I always love to mix these different tonalities together. It makes the composition come alive, and it's just interesting. I also add a bit of the pink and a bit of red, as you can see on the sides. It just makes it more lively than if you were to only use one color. Nothing is only one color. Things are mixed up. And look, the colors there excite me. They make me really want to look at this piece. But now I'm going to be doing the coastline, and as a base, I'm only going to use one color. I'm doing the whole opposite of what I just said, but I'm going to be mixing colors on top of it. I'm going to be using Naples yellow for the coastline. Now it's time to add color to the boat. I am using a very light blue because this boat, as everything else, is not only one color. The blues change if it's in the direct sunlight, or if it's in a mid shade or in complete shade. And so it's always best to pick a mid color. However, with watercolors, you want to pick the lightest color. But when it comes to the tonality, that's what I'm picking here. I'm not picking like the very light blue, but instead I'm using the celestial blue that I haven't actually used much here. So I think that's a very good base. And already, if you look at this image, it's really coming to life. It's just layer after layer. You will see how your painting just gets better. So this is where you just have fun and just start adding as many details as you want, as you see in the image, in the original image, or if you just want to make them up. I mean, there are no rules really. So now that the painting is dry and I've added all of the details with paint that I want to add, now is the magical moment where I can use my ink nib and add all the details that really just bring it to life. That's just at least how I enjoy creating watercolor illustrations. Black ink at the end, or even like a sepia, would just look so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And the grand majority of details is going to be on the boat, but I am going to add some thatching and shading to the mountain range in the background. Alright guys, so I'm coming to the end here. As you can see, this is the final illustration. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for checking it out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great week, guys. See you soon. Bye.